After connecting the power to the TV, it is not turning on. Moreover, its power indicator light is not flashing here. But there is no problem with the 19 volts output from the AC adapter. So let's get started. Near the DC input socket, here is a P-channel MOSFET. This MOSFET is used for short circuit and overload protection with voltage input and output. These three pins are the source terminal of the MOSFET. From the DC socket and through this diode, positive 19 volts is input to these source pins and these four are drain pins. 19 volts is output from here, which is the operating voltage of the TV, and this is the gate pin for triggering. Now let's measure and see if 19 volts are output or not output from the drain pin. Voltage in 19.94 volts. Voltage out 19.94 volts. So there is no problem in the primary voltage regulator circuit. It is a 1.2 volt regulator IC. 19.5 volts is input to its pin 2 and 1.2 volts is output from its pin 3. So now let's check the voltages. V in 19.94 volts. V out 0.012 volts, but here it will be 1.2 volts. Then this is a 1.5 volts regulator IC. Its number is 001 COW. 3.3 volts is input at its pin 8 and 1.5 volts is output from its pin 1. So now let's check the voltages. Pin 8.01 volt, but here it will be 3.3 volts. So now look carefully. 3.3 volts is input to this IC from the drain pin of this MOSFET, and for its source pin 3.3 volts are taken from this IC's pin 3. So now let's check this IC's input and output voltages. Input 19.94 volts. Then output only 0.4 volts. So now we can check the filter capacitors of 3.3 volt circuits. So disconnect the power from the socket and select ohms scale. Ground to 3.3 volts, only 2.3 ohms. So the filter capacitor may be shorted here. So now let's open the capacitors and see what happens. Well, before opening another one, let's measure again. Ground to 3.3 volts output 2.7 kilo ohms. But before opening the capacitor, it was only 2.3 ohms. So connect a 22 microfarad capacitor here. Before that, let's check the voltage. 3.4 volts. Okay. Dear friends, subscribe to the channel, then press the bell button and select all to get more videos. Like, comment, share please. Thank you so much.